Head coach of the senior men's football team, Fenwick, says the team is disappointed with the result against the United States. The Warriors suffered its collective worst defeat in history, a 7-0 defeat at the hands of the CONCACAF giants, and says they need to move forward.
Some of the US players look a little better than some of the guys we had on the ground in Trinidad. They should be. They're playing in a better quality of football. But it was a big ask. The United States of America, they're the top of our region. They're doing great things behind the scenes with their development programs. And now that I've had a chance to sort of review and look at the game itself and speak to the players, you know, we're all very disappointed about the result. Of course we are. But this is a starting position. This is a learning curve. We've got to put ourselves together as quickly as we possibly can.
Despite the defeat, Fenwick did like what he saw from his local contingent.
On the positive side, I saw a lot of the guys that we put on in the second half that have been on the ground with me in Trinidad. They played 40 minutes, conceded 1 goal, created a penalty situation where we missed, but looked much more comfortable on the ball. That is just time. That's the time I've spent with them on the training ground.
Former national footballer BRENT SANCHO believes the issue with our national team in their 7-0 defeat at the hands of the United States started with the composition of the starting 11 selected. The football administrator says the nation wants to see the national team do well on the field of play and that the coach needs to understand he needs help for this to happen. FUENTES has more.
The former national defender says the problem with the national team began with the starting 11 that comprised mainly of the United States-based players.
It's been something that went wrong for the national coach. And of course, players that were given the chance to perform didn't perform, particularly the ones that are based in the US. I think a big mistake was made in not selecting the local-based players that was training for the last 4 to 5 months. They should have been given the opportunity, or at least be the core of the team that would have gone out to the US and then integrated with the US-based players. But as I said, they're all fixable problems.
Sancho believes Coach Fenwick should have stuck to the locally based players as his core and integrate the US-based players gradually.
I think he probably felt that he wanted to give the US-based players a full 70 to 90 minutes to showcase what they have. He would have had a situation where he would have seen the local base for quite some time, probably about 5 months, and he figured he wanted to give the US base players the opportunity. But in that type of game against a very well-organized American team that is arguably probably one of the best in CONCACAF, it's not the place to do that.
The 2006 World Cup defender believes that Fenwick, who prior to the national team job had not coached in some time, needs to understand he needs help to take the team forward.
I think one of the key words moving forward is being inclusive. I think we have a wealth of persons here in Trinidad and Tobago and outside of these shores that could help Fenwick. He has to move away from it being about Fenwick, and this is a national post. Everybody here in Trinidad and Tobago supports him in the sense that we're willing to give our energy, our time, our efforts to make sure that the national program does well.
We will have more from Sancho in a subsequent newscast. Fuentes, TTT Sports.